Well, I'm Jeff Prager. I'm the general manager here at Prager Winery and Port Works. I've been the general manager, been working here since about 1986. Dad decided we needed to have the rest of the family here, the boys here working. Pete had just gone off to college, and John and I were drafted back to the winery, this time with promise of a paycheck. We all worked at other wineries and various other jobs during the first 10 years or so that we lived up here in the Napa Valley, and still had to work here. But it was a learning process. We went to school, we took some classes, worked at wineries, hardware stores, flipped burgers, did a lot of different things that kids do, and the end of it was to go to work for the family. Our style of port goes back to some courses my dad was taking at Davis, and he had tried a couple of old California ports in the course of the classes he was taking, and was very impressed with their quality. They weren't like the other California ports that were just very sweet and not a lot of character, mostly made from Zinfandel. And so that's what he wanted to set out to do. People actually liked it. People who didn't like port before said, I like this. It's not as sweet. There's a little more emphasis on the grape varietals. We were doing a lot of Cabernet back then, and that kind of set the style for what we were going to do in the future. We realized everybody else is making Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay, and we knew there were a lot of different styles of port out there to explore, and we started doing that. We were doing various red ports, and then decided to, let's try tawny, let's keep it in the barrel for 10 years. We started making white port in 1990. My parents had gone to Portugal for a month, and Dad came back and says, we've got to make a couple of white ports. We've got to do a sweet one and a dry one. It's what you have with lunch. And so we started doing that, and it took off. People really enjoy a different style of port, something they haven't heard of before. The challenge of selling port is people don't drink it enough. They think it's something they have to wait for a special occasion. They have to have somebody to come over and finish the bottle with them. It's not so. You've got some time to finish a bottle of port after you've opened up. You've got anywhere from a month to 2 or 3 months, or even longer. It depends on your personal preference. It's kind of subjective. I like to sip on a glass of port when I'm watching TV. It's just nice to have there. You find a really nice piece of cheese or something to eat down at the store, and I'm going to go home and try that with the port, the white port or the tawny port. Those are my favorites, and it's kind of exploring different things, trying it with different things, and finding out that the tawny port is great with popcorn, or the white port is fantastic with oysters. It's just a matter of trying different things and not worrying about you can't do that with this, or you can't pair ports with savory food. It's great. Have it with a steak. It's fantastic.